tenderness is out the window. What you do to me when the cold bites blue is straight cool. Oh, it has to be you leaving writings on the wall. Promise me roses and a hungry haze, but now there's only madness. Got me feeling dusty. Got me feeling dusty. I can't even whisper and it's hard to see. Don't take my hand and wake me and tell me it's a dream. A dream. The worst kind you've ever dreamed. Don't wanna lay another night here. Don't wanna walk another mile. I just can't. But please don't make me do it. I got too much to lose. I've got too much to lose. Too much to lose. Now lay me in the wilderness to dry up bits of your sweet caress. I can't wait no more. Willow trees have died and the last horn lark will fly. Got me feeling dusty. Got me feeling dusty. Please tell me it's a dream. A dream. Worst kind you've ever dreamed. I don't wanna lay another night. Don't wanna walk another mile. I just can't. Well, please don't make me do it. 'Cause I got too much to lose. I got too much to lose.
Just put the powder in the glass, pour an alcoholic beverage of your choice. I prefer whiskey. I also like to add a little bit of hot dog water to mine. That's just personal. Just find a nice sedentary position, relax, and stay there. Couch body.
I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 All right, everybody, it is lunch therapy, Utopia Tuesday. It's great to see everybody here. There's some comments here. Jose says he has the couch body. Kamala does too. Our sponsor, of course, Slob90X from Couchbody. Get that ordinary, slow, lazy, ordinary body, right? Happy Tuesday. Haha, hopefully y'all can hear me, of course. Couchbody. Yeah, we love the couch body. What's going on behind me? People are getting rid of their couch bodies, I guess. This is courtesy of Chuck Goldsmith. Chuck Goldsmith has been observing this strange behavior that's going on the beach near him. We're going to investigate this next Tuesday. Chuck is going to be our roving reporter. We're going to see what the heck is going on. I don't know, but it looks like a lot of fun. And anybody that can get people to wear those shoes and jump up and down, they got to be a pretty powerful person. Hopefully we can interview that person. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. Chuck, this is weird. But you know, if it gets you fit, gets you up off the couch, and you desire that, then that might be a good thing. I don't know. I think I'd fall over. I think I'd get some rug burns. We might have Joe Fury describe it because I think he is one of the masters of this dark craft. And I don't know what the name of it is, but we're going to find out. But first, we're going to breathe. Can't breathe in that. Here we go. We're going to see some crunking clown again, I think, behind me soon. But for now, we're going to look at this whale, and we're going to take in a deep breath. As Vernus Clear says, in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. This is a whole bunch of people praying. Hold it. Hopefully they're praying for world peace. Let it go. There's our crunking clown. And there's Loretta Greenberg. I want to say thank you to Loretta Greenberg because she introduced me to my commercial agent who is going to be the guest. Adam Lieblein is going to be the guest on Friday for Interview Friday. Yes, we're announcing that here today. He's going to have a whole bunch of great information about being a commercial actor and being a commercial agent. And also he's a stand-up comedian, so it fits in great here. In through the nose, out through the toes. Those are the chakras. If anybody was wondering, let it go. Chuck, we love it. We love odd on this show. We embrace it. We embrace our oddities. In through the nose, out through the toes. Especially if they're good for us. Right? And I think that might be good for you as long as you don't fall over. Let it go. I'm talking to you, Camilo Lopez. I don't know. I don't know if I'd put you on those. I don't know if you'd even let me on those because they look dangerous. Hoy, Ganell. Great to see you here in this utopian community. This is a community, not a commune yet. Cult of the Hummingbirds. What do you think? I'm a socialist? Of course not. I'm a capitalist. Is there such thing as a capitalist commune? I think we might discover another one today. What I think is we have to envision what kind of a utopian society or what kind of a great society we want to have. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a dystopia if we don't know what we want. So I think today we're going to take a look at there's some legal representation going on. I think we're going to take a look at some possible utopian societies, some ways that they would maintain such a utopia. Because my experience from looking at things like the Bhagwan community in Oregon, that situations arise that disrupt. People argue with one another. The surrounding societies might not like it. Eventually, maybe there might even be some salad bar poisoning. I don't know, but you have to avoid that stuff. Larry's clownisms. I love that clown. The clown is so cool. But let's get into it. Let's talk about, first of all, about something that, I don't know, a man named Elon Musk, who I love to track because he seems to be trying to make a utopian society out there, but I don't know. I think he might be completely off track. It's hard to say. But apparently this week, he came out with a statement saying he was going to make robots for us all. Loretta, I think that is your Facebook. You think you got to get your Facebook fixed. If we keep, maybe it's my Facebook, I don't know. Have a super afternoon. Yes, everybody have a super afternoon. Let's move on to robots. Oh, before we do robots, I want to show you this. These are my friends' healing vibrations. I almost forgot. They did a work with another singing bowl aficionado. Here it is. Her name is Ruby True ASMR. She has her own channel. This is a sound bath. Before we get into robots, we're going to need this. Charles says he needs Vicodins. No, do we need Vicodins here? Half full. No, this is your Vicodin for today. This is it. This is your Vicodin replacement. Healing vibrations. Healing vibrations. In through the nose, out through the toes, I say. Let's do it one more time. Hold it. Let it go. Thank you, Healing Vibrations, for allowing us to show your videos from time to time. It's a real gift. Virtual Vicodins. That's what it is. Virtual Vicodins. The beautiful harmonies that resulted from this pairing of the two. Loretta, you have Facebook issues. Yeah, get on the YouTube. We're YouTubing it today. We're YouTubing. I YouTubed one time too much and hurt my ankle. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's move on to the robots. Thank you very much for Healing Vibrations for this, because I need this tonal vibration through my system, and it's very, very helpful. And it's easy to forget how important community is. That's the point we're trying to make today too. But first, I'm going to horrify you with some robots. There we go. Okay, so Elon Musk this week. Kamala tells me, hey, Elon Musk came out with a robot now. And I'm like, a robot? What the heck? So I turn it on the old YouTube, and there he is, this robot dancing around, just dancing around like a fool. For some reason, they love to make the robots dance. It's like when computers came out, they were like, I don't know what we do with them. Let's write a letter. I don't know. Let's make a dot move around on the screen. We don't know what they're used for yet. This is a horrifying robot. Are they going to look like us? What do we want our robots to look like? Do we want them to look other than us so that we can differentiate? Or do we want them to look exactly like us? We want them to look like Freddy Krueger? Is that what we want? Riding the tube. Riding the tube. Hey, Loretta. Loretta. Hey, Joel. Hey, Howard. We don't want to Facebook shame Loretta, but I think her YouTube probably works a lot better. There we go. So there's some more robots. So anyway, back to the robots as my head gets compressed by the robot. That's something that we're worried about. So the robot is dancing around at Elon Musk's Tesla, lecture that he's giving. And it goes on for a little bit too long. I think this guy's following me. I think he's somebody following me. And then Elon Musk comes out, and it was kind of weird because the robot looked a lot like this guy. This guy here. He's the mascot from Community. The human. I don't know. He looked a lot like that, but he was just moving around, kind of like that guy. And it was obviously, some of us, of course, want our robots to look like this guy. That's what I think a lot of people want their robots to look like. So he came out dancing, and then it turns out it was a total joke, or not a total joke, but it was kind of a joke on all of us that wasn't really a robot. That was just a guy dressed up in a suit, and we kind of knew that, I guess. It's like Oscar is falling hot on the trail. Yeah. I'm on my way to an Oscar. I just saw him here. He was just here. So I don't know. So then Elon Musk comes out there and he decides to tell us that he really is making robots. And they're going to do the things. I didn't realize there was shame involved. He's a sinner. So trying to keep my train of consciousness. See? Can't even do it. My stream of consciousness? No, this is not stream of consciousness. This is very well thought out thoughts about robots. So my question is to you, What do you want your robot to do? I started thinking about this, started making a list of what I want my robots to do. Maybe give people gifts, maybe give me gifts. I don't know. I love animated gifts, but I don't think I need that many gifts. I'm like, well, maybe my robot could move things, because my wife, Kamala, she loves to move things around. She loves to she's really into physical space and beauty and moving it around, moving stuff around. And sometimes that entails me moving large objects around in space. And I try to avoid it as much as I can. But, maybe if we had a robot, maybe the robot could do it. Block commercials. That's what Charles says. That's his biggest difficulty in life, blocking commercials. I don't think I want them to do art because, doing art is fun. I was thinking maybe they could edit. Maybe they could do some of the editing for me, but then I thought, Boney does the editing. And what would I do without Boney? And Boney would be out of a job. I have the guy that, cleans the carpets, the little robot already. We already have some robots. The robots that exist right now do exactly what I like. They clean the carpet. They order things from Amazon. What other things do they do? I feel like I don't need a robot, and I'm not sure it's going to make my life better. One of the things about these, teach humans to drive. That'd be scary. One of the things that I've realized is that besides the fact that I don't need a robot, these Silicon Valley people are confused about what we want. These, like Elon Musk or any of these people, they work all the time. They love to work. They're all like, look at Elon Musk. He's doing these cars. He's making solar panels. He's making batteries for your house. He's shooting rockets up into space. This guy is working 24/7, getting people to work for him. But I'm sure it takes a lot to teach humans to drive. CNN robots. We could have them tell us our news. Robot could help me water the plants. That would be good. They could feed the raccoons. They could feed the cats. I was thinking that too, but I was thinking they could feed the cats, but then the cats maybe wouldn't like me as much, and maybe I wouldn't get as much affection. Same thing with my wife. If maybe she wouldn't like me as much. Maybe she'd run off with the robot guy. So the Silicon Valley people think that we don't want to work, is what it comes down to. They want to work all the time, but they think that we just want to laze around and not do any work. And the fact is, we would not be very happy if we didn't have work to do. There's the robot guy. There's a robot clown. Love the robot clown. Anyway, that's a new feature on Lunch Therapy. So nothing against robots. I love all robots because I don't want them to kill me. One of the things that he said too is when he showed the specs. So he is actually making a robot. It's not total bull pucky. He is making a robot, and it does have certain specs, but he's saying, don't worry. Don't worry, everybody. These robots can only lift 45 pounds and are slower than you. Replace Biden with a young robot. Kamala says, like Phyllis Schlafly was going all over the country telling women that they should stay home and obey their husbands. She left her 5 kids and her husband home with the nannies. I know. These people are like hypocritical, or they're not actually they're not saying, hey, what would I like if I was the average human being? Maybe I would like to feel relevant. Maybe I would like to have a purpose in life. I find that a lot of times, whoa, there goes whoa. What I find a lot of times when I'm the happiest is when I have a purpose. Fun with a porpoise, like that phrase from Highlights magazine. Anyway, we're moving on. I think I have decided for us that perhaps we might, whoa, that's scary. We might not need robots. Let's see what Jose says. By anthropomorphizing robots, we're not understanding what they are or do. Robots are programmed to do things. They are not able to make choice in the matter yet. Yeah, so the thing that Elon Musk said, don't worry, children. They can't run as fast as you can run, and they can only lift 45 pounds. But how long is that going to last? As soon as the competitive market starts making competitive robots, we're going to have like Transformers. We're going to have the evil Decepticons. We're going to have the beautiful Oscar following us. We're going to have a whole myriad of different robots, and some of them might want to get rid of us and make the world all paper clips. But they are using robots to program other robots, and that is the rub. Purposeful life rules. I agree, Chuck. So we're going to move on to utopias after we, take a look at our ice giant here. He's not a robot. I don't think that guy needs a robot. So I wanted to move on because today is about utopias, and I want to first take a look at a couple of utopias and also ask the chat room, what do you need in a utopian society? So we were asking, like, what do we need with robots? What do we need in a utopian society? So here's a few. Here's a few utopian societies. This is one. So people have been trying to build utopias since, I don't know, since Plato or something, They've been trying to come up with, didn't he write a book called Republic? And it was about utopias. Anybody read that? Anybody in the chat room? We need our Plato people out there. So in Italy, they created this place, which is Palmanova, Italy. And it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a pretty cool design. But it was designed as a fortress to keep people out while people have their, it was a different time period, of course. But, you have to protect the colony, as it were, the utopia, from the outside possible dystopias. And I think you have to control the environment. That's one of the difficulties of building a utopia, is the people are somewhat controlled. But this is still around. You can visit in Palmanova, Italy, and you see they have like big guard gates that you go into. But the whole thing is designed in a circle, which tends to be pretty common in utopias. They're designed in a circle. Here's another utopian society, or they tried to be a utopian society. I don't know how utopian it was. These are the Shakers, the Quakers and the Shakers, because, they tended to quake and shake in their religious fervor, and you can see them up there on the top left, having a religious time there. Let's see. Yeah. So these are, I think I'm actually partially descended from these people, which is kind of a miracle, because I think they kind of weren't around that long, because, I mean, I think there's still Shakers out there, but the problem is they're celibate. They take up like a vow of celibacy, and they make great furniture because they have all that pent up, I guess, sexual aggression that they're not using. So they put it into furniture making, which is great. They don't need robots. They don't need robots at all. But the problem is that they kind of died out because they weren't procreating as much as maybe they could have been. But one of the things that's interesting about the Shakers is they were very much into equality of the sexes, which they institutionalized in their society. And this was in England and in the United States. And so they had a very egalitarian society. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, so when I was a kid, my dad came home with this bell. Looks like this. And I was like, hey, Dad, that's a pretty funky bell. Are you going to ring it for dinner? Is it going to be a dinner bell? What's it going to do? And he's like, I don't know, but I just went to Arizona and I visited this supposedly a utopian society called Arcosanti. Anybody been there? Let's see. Quakers are awesome. Kamala says the Quakers are awesome because she likes the fact, I think, that it's an equality-based society, which is great. Kamala wants a geodesic dome in the backyard. Yep. So Arcosanti. So Dad's like, hey, I got this bell from Arcosanti, and I became sort of really interested in this place. And I, couldn't look it up on the internet or anything, but I can today. And I see it is a society that was built by an architect to be a utopia, and it's out there near Phoenix in Arizona. And we had that bell forever, and it would remind me of like, wow, that seems like a really cool place to live. But apparently the problem is nobody wants to live out. That's their cafe there. It's still there. It's been around since the 70s, since 1970. And I don't know, the problem was people didn't want to live there, which brings me to Oroville. Oroville is a place in India that we were looking into because it's also a commune. They have a giant metallic sphere in the center. That's what you're looking at there. And it's also in a circle. The whole place is in a big circle, and they have different areas to do different things there. And I'd like to go there and check it out because it seems pretty cool. What they say on their website is coming to Oroville means coming to a gigantic effort for progress. And I like that because it's different from the whole Elon Musk. You know, it doesn't say come to Oroville and get robots to carry your luggage or whatever. It says, you know, it's a gigantic effort for progress. And the whole thing is unified by, they want people to come from all over the world and be there. So it's designed to be a universal town of men and women from around the world. So that's cool. And finally, and the last one is this place called Damanhur, which is another Italian place. And it is a eco-friendly, organic farming kind of community. And the thing that is really interesting is because they had, you know, they were happy and they had some, you know, time on their hands, that they decided, I'm going to show you something completely different. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to show you this, this is their website, which is pretty cool, I must say. Oh, I got to show it to you. For some reason I can't see it, but I will soon, because this is the show of technology. So there we go. Technology failed me for a moment, but just for a moment. And it's getting better. So don't worry, Loretta. Someday you will be able to hear clear sound coming from your Facebook. So behind me is something really cool. It's called the Temples of Humankind, and it is underground. Yeah, it's underground temples that in Damanhur they decided to build just because they wanted to. They got out their pickaxes, they started digging around, and they built these incredible temples. And you can go online to the temples.space and you can see these underground temples. And you can look around in there, and they're really quite spectacular. They got sound effects about the whole thing. Oroville, let's see what people are saying. Oroville is also near the French-built city of Pondicherry in southern India. Thank you for that. That's cool. I don't know if I can play their music. So, can they leave? It's a good question. Can I leave? That's kind of one of the problems of some places, is that they don't let you leave. Whew! Rex is here, but he can't hear me. I guess Facebook is not the place to hang out and listen to see lunch therapy, because there's clearly audio problems, as have been illustrated by Rex Sykes. Camel and I are going to be on Rex Sykes' show in September, I believe, September 5th or 9th or something like that. All right, so we're moving on because I have some great stuff that I want to show you, and it involves this place. So I was really lucky this week to get some help from some fellow people out there, some YouTubers, because last week what happened is I was talking about transcendental meditation. Jose, I can hear you, Jose. So last week we were talking about transcendental meditation, and I something I'm really interested in, and the idea of going into this deep meditation. And it was started by this guy, Maharishi. And Maharishi, and I'm sure maybe Rex, and I'm frozen. That's great. Oh well, go to YouTube. I'm gonna ban Facebook soon. They banned me one time. I'm gonna ban them. So yeah, so Tuesday we're talking about transcendental meditating. And then on Friday, I'm interviewing the hilarious comedian, Jimmy Shin. And I say, how do you keep your head right? And he says, I do transcendental meditation. I've been doing it for 3 years. And that kind of blew my mind. So we had been talking about the Maharishi, and how the Maharishi was this Indian guru. And he was trained by this guy, Guru Dev. That's kind of his nickname, this guy named Guru Dev. that taught him this form of deep meditation. So it's a little different because apparently you go into a much deeper state within. And according to people like David Lynch, you go to this field that is all, and I guess it's a realization that we're all connected and there's incredible amounts of creativity to be had. Weird how everything around us is telling us to meditate. I know, everything around us seems to be telling, and I think that's a sign towards Utopia. Dev Comedy Jam. So this is the Maharishi University of Management. This guy, S. Wilson II, allowed me to show some of the footage that he has. This is where the Maharishi started a school. And I'm going to play a little Maharishi here from the website of the Maharishi University, just so you get an idea of like what his philosophy is.
Of bringing fulfillment to our quest for knowledge. Our thirst for knowledge can be satisfied by developing the mind, developing the container of knowledge. We are reading this and this and this and reading so much, and as we go on to the higher education, the subjects become less and less and less, and eventually only one subject. Because the container of knowledge is not big enough to contain all spheres of knowledge. That is why speciality is special. Either history, geography, this and this. Specialized education. This only means the container of knowledge can contain only so much and no more. The present education is like bringing information here, there, and gathering information. If one remembers, then fine. If doesn't, then the education is not complete. What is necessary is, it's like we are given a knife to cut the vegetable and keep on cutting the vegetable, and then cut the vegetable in triangles and quadrants and this different designs. Fine. But what about sharpening the knife? If we don't take off time to sharpen the knife, all our knowledge to cut it in different pieces like that and like that and like that may just be a bore and a burden. If the knife doesn't cut, then what to do? If the mind doesn't work, then what to do? So with meditation, we sharpen the mind. Sharpen the mind means expand the mind, clear mind. With clear mind, we study as much as is possible. All the branches of learning in the relative field are highly essential. But the container of knowledge should also be enlarged. The mind should also be sharpened. The mind should also be developed. And the man should not remain using only a small portion of the mind.
So there you go. So that's the idea, one of the ideas behind Transcendental Meditation. And you can go to the website for Maharishi University and you can see more of that lecture. I think it's a good point. You know, there's so much specialization going on in the world. All of us, you know, especially when you think about it in the medical field where people specialize and they don't look at maybe the whole picture as many times. And a lot of us also do the same where we specialize in only one thing. We don't understand each other. There's not an understanding. And we think, well, you know, we can only do so much. We can only focus on so much. And as we get older and older, we narrow. So he obviously was saying that. It's a great, so the idea is to sharpen the mind so that you're better at looking at the whole picture. And that's the other thing about Transcendental Meditation that I think is interesting, is the idea of not focusing, but expanding. So that's something that is kind of new to me, because I find that I get more traction in things if I focus on one thing at a time, but then at a certain point you become sort of myopic. So here's another video that they said that I could show. It's about Transcendental Meditation, just what it is. And I just thought it was pretty interesting. We'll watch just a little bit of that.
Meditation, properly understood and properly practiced, is a systematic means to turn the attention powerfully within, to experience and explore deeper levels of mind, quieter levels of human awareness, until the mind is completely settled in the simplest state of human awareness.
through transcendental meditation, one can slip into a zone, if you like, in which you are thoroughly alert, profoundly relaxed, very joyful in spirit, but unfocused on anything in particular. There's not a thing that you're happy about, and yet you're joyful. There's not a thing that you're thinking about specifically, and yet you're alert. You're not asleep, but you're profoundly relaxed. It's a really curious state that is a thing in itself. One thing about transcendental meditation, and you hear this from many people who've tried a bunch of different techniques to get to this state, is it's one of the simplest, most practical and effortless ways of accessing the transcendent.
All right, so if you want to go check that out, that's on their website. I'm interested in it. I don't know, we're always looking for new ways to keep our head right and also to find creativity and find joy in life. And it seems like pretty interesting. I will report back as to how it goes along the way. Before we kind of wrap the show up, I need to wrap the show up pretty soon here, but I'm going to show you Jim Carrey, one of our favorite comedians, of course. And because, we have the opportunity of showing him here because they have him on the website. And I want to say, thank you to Caitlin, Ron, and Sarah over there at the Maharishi International University for allowing me to play some of their videos on their site. This is a real treat. This is Jim Carrey at the graduation at the Maharishi University, because he's the guy who does this kind of work as well, clearly.
I'm here to plant a seed today, a seed that will inspire you to move forward in life with enthusiastic hearts and a clear sense of wholeness. The question is, will that seed have a chance to take root, or will I be sued by Monsanto and forced to use their seed? Which may not be totally Ayurvedic. Excuse me if I seem a little bit low energy today, whatever this is. I slept with my head to the north last night.
So he has some jokes
Oh man!
that are targeted just for him.
Oh man! You know how that is, right, kids? Yeah. Woke up right in the middle of Pitta, couldn't get back to sleep till Vata rolled
These,
around.
of course, are Ayurvedic terms. They're really into Ayurvedic medicine because this goes all the way back to the ancient art form of Ayurveda in India.
But I didn't freak out, I used that time to eat a large meal. Connect with someone special on Tinder.
Okay, I'm going to get to
Because
the
life
end of
doesn't
this
happen
because-
to you,
Oh, this is good.
it happens for you. How do I know this? I don't, but I'm making sound, and that's the important thing. That's what I'm here to do. Sometimes I think that's the only thing that's important, really, It's just letting each other know we're here, reminding each other that we're part of a larger self. Our eyes are not viewers, they're also projectors that are running a second story over the picture that we see in front of us all the time. Fear is writing that script, and the working title is, I'll Never Be Enough. Now you're going to look at a person like me and say, how could we ever hope to reach those kind of heights, Jim? How can we make a painting that's too big for our home?
That's his painting.
How do you fly so high without a special breathing apparatus? This is the voice of the ego. And if you listen to it, there will always be someone who's doing better than you. No matter what you gain, ego will not let you rest. It will tell you that you cannot stop until you've left an indelible mark on the earth, until you've achieved immortality. How tricky is this ego that it would tempt us with the promise of something we already possess. So,
Thank you, Howard.
I just want you to relax. You know, that's my job. Relax and dream up a good life. I had a substitute teacher from Ireland in the 2nd grade that told my class during morning prayer that when she wants something, anything at all, she prays for it and promises something in return, and she always gets what she wants. Well, I'm sitting at the back of the classroom, you know, thinking, wow, my family can't afford a bike, you know. So I went home and I prayed for one. And I promised I would recite the rosary every night in exchange. Broke that promise. But 2 weeks later, I got home from school to find a brand new Mustang bike with a banana seat and Easy Rider handlebars. Yeah. From fool to cool. My family informed me that I had won the bike in a raffle that a friend of mine had entered my name in without my knowledge whatsoever. So that type of thing has been happening to me ever since. As far as I can tell, it's just about letting the universe know what you want and working toward it while letting go of how it comes to pass. Your job is not to figure out how it's going to happen for you, but to open the door in your head. And when the door opens in real life, just walk through it. And don't worry if you miss your cue, because there's always doors opening. They keep opening. And when I say life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you, I really don't know if that's true. I'm just making a conscious choice to perceive challenges as something beneficial so that I can deal with them in the most productive way. You'll come up with your own style. That's part of the fun. Oh, and why not take a chance on faith as well? Take a chance on faith. Not religion, but faith. Not hope, but faith. I don't believe in hope. Hope is a beggar. Hope walks through the fire, and faith leaps over it. You are ready and able to do beautiful things in this world. And after you walk through those doors today, you will only ever have two choices: love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart. Thank you so much. Thank you again. I'm so honored.
All right, so that's super cool, I think. I think it's cool. And inspirational. There's a whole speech that he gives there, and it's, I don't know, I think there's a lot of real wisdom in there. And, you know, some people can say, oh, he's coming from a very privileged place, or he's had a lot of luck in his life, but I don't know, I think kind of sometimes we make our own luck, right? Fantastic. All right, and I'm going to leave on one thing here before we do our dance break. And I think that these people, yeah, don't let fear turn you away from your playful heart. It's beautiful. I'm going to end with the, yeah, he's so passionate. It's so true. I'm going to end with the, well, first of all, I'm going to show you something because I think these people have a sense of humor. This is from the website that the guy that donated me this, S. Wilson 2. At the Maharishi University, one of the things that people like to make fun of is they like to cross their legs and they like to jump up and down with their legs crossed and like they're flying. And so here's a little demonstration of the flying. I don't know who S. Wilson 2 is, but he was generous enough to let me show this. He made this little video of the flying. It's them flying at the Maharishi University. All right, it's time for a dance break. Here we go. It's a good one, too. right, this is the REO Brothers playing Band on the Run by Paul McCartney and Wings, one of the great bands. I love Paul McCartney and Wings. If you haven't checked them out, go on YouTube and listen to some of those classics because they're really, you'd be amazed how many good songs there are from Paul McCartney and Wings. I bet you could fly too. I'm definitely going to work on it. And with your help, Furnace, with your help. Furnace is a set coach and a life coach. It's best there is. Fly, America!
Never seeing no one nice again like you.
This guy in the middle is just a one-man band. I mean, the band is great. The guy in the middle has got extra duties. Yeah, this song is great. I should do levitate. Hard to cross your legs and stand. Not for levitators. If you've seen the, what was that movie called? The movie with Michael Keaton, where he levitates. He's in his underwear and he's levitating. See if anybody can name it. Birdman. Alright, thanks everybody for joining me. This has been Lunch Therapy, Utopia Tuesday. Levitating. I can do it if I concentrate. Oh, there we go. Levitating above the REO Brothers. Yeah, it's good for your spiritual circulation. Alright, see y'all. See y'all on Friday for my interview with Adam Lieblein on Lunch Therapy interview Friday.